throw Kemet in the garbage can. If you want to get all sensitive
Come on, man. Go ahead.
about blacks conquering blacks, throw Maya in the trash can. Throw Amin Ra, the slave nation god, away.
But I concluded that with Amin Ra is not a slave god. Allah is not a slave god. I said that Amin Ra should not be held accountable for Tutankhamun's mischievous activity in Nubia.
Right here, it is interesting. Whatever he is talking about right now, that he, I quote, concluded by Amen Ra is not a slave god, and so on, this is not showing on the 4 videos that were removed after I addressed them. It is important to know that, because when Wesley Muhammad is addressing me and talking about that, this can mislead the people into thinking otherwise. So not only I dealt with what was available publicly, but with some logic. Does it make sense to say, for example, throw Wesley Muhammad in a trash can, Wesley Muhammad is a slave god, and then later say Wesley Muhammad is not a slave god? No, it doesn't make sense at all. If Wesley Muhammad made such a strong and disrespectful statement publicly, he should have made his amendment public also. So this can serve as an example to anyone. Don't nobody in the future go and say something bad about Kemet and Ma'at publicly and then be on some tip like, yeah, but later on I said this and that, as if we're supposed to buy your DVD to get the whole message.
So the brother, you know, the champion of the YouTube bangers today.
Once again, he talks about YouTube bangers. I dealt with that earlier, but this time he says the champion. So his subconscious took over, because he knows that I went the hardest and most efficient way at him, and that's why he sounds so emotional and shook. As a matter of fact, listen to what follows.
Don't come out in the community presenting your ideas. Don't even let the people, you disable the comments so people can't correct your errors.
Now, not only he once again complains about comments being disabled on my videos, which I addressed earlier, but this time he talks about people correcting my errors. That sounds lame as hell coming from a doctor. What he means really is his groupies not being able to defend him. You know how the groupies do, especially the opportunist, anonymous, unidentified YouTube revolutionaries. Now, since there is once again redundancy, I might as well say for the record that if Wesley has a video online, I don't think that he will personally read the comments and quote-unquote correct errors when necessary. No, I'm sure he's going to leave that to his Allah team or any other of his groupies. But when it comes to myself, I'm not part of an organization who received at least $5 million from the Arabs. I mean, how much interest do you get after 1 year out of $5 million? What I am saying is that I am not funded by anybody. I don't want to take the time of dealing with hundreds of comments, especially coming from anonymous, unidentified usernames. But if the YouTube revolutionaries want to work something out, you can start organizing, and if the price is right, then I might think about it.
And you feel so secure and so pompous, beating your chest. Yeah, I checked Dr. Wesley Muhammad. You did nothing but put up a YouTube video.
He said I did nothing but put a YouTube video, but when I uploaded a 10-minute video with audio excerpts from my interview with Mr. Holipsism, he couldn't stand the heat and removed 4 of his videos. That ain't nothing to me.
Let's keep this real. But you know what? YouTube videos does not make you gangster, man.
Now, out of everything, that's my favorite bit, even though it is disturbing, because Wesley Muhammad seemed to suffer from a personality disorder. What is the deal right here? There is Dr. Wesley Muhammad, the scholar who has a Ph.D., and then there is also True Islam, the quote-unquote street dude or gangster dude. I mean, I have never claimed to be gangster. Go on the 100+ pages of my website, go through the 100+ videos uploaded on YouTube, and you will know that I never claimed to be gangster. So when he says that, it means that being gangster is a good thing, since he said that I am not gangster. Poor little homie. I digress. I take this opportunity to show the kind of messages you get from groupies, and this time he is not unidentified and anonymous. Now before I go on, I repeat what I said before on MySpace. Anybody coming at me sideways has good chances of being addressed, probably later than sooner, but that's a huge possibility. So you know what to do if you want to be famous. I don't pick and choose little homies just for the sake of checking people. I deal with issues that affects the black community the most, mainly belief systems that most people call religion. Why? Because of the falsehood that goes along with them. I am not too worried about people's belief, but once again, if my ancestors, my culture and legacy is slandered and disrespected, then it's going to be a problem. That's why I didn't care about Wesley Muhammad's position and status when I checked him. Same when I addressed Sa-Neter, Eric Muhammad, Ali Muhammad, the Lion Hebrew Israelite, King Noble, and many others. So regarding this message, first of all, the lecture I deal with is entitled Dr. Wesley Muhammad on Black Power and the Muslim Conquest. Second, the context, lame excuse, has been addressed already. Then he complains about me allegedly only posting videos against other black people. And by the way, that came up many times before, and not surprisingly, mostly from Arabized Negroes. Once again, everybody can go through the 100+ articles on my website and the 100+ videos uploaded on YouTube and notice that this accusation is wrong. Then I will say that contrary to most YouTube anonymous unidentified revolutionaries, not only I am not so concerned about Caucasians, but I am definitely not an opportunist. I don't give no pass to somebody just because he's black. If he talks smack, then I ain't with that. Moving right along. Dude talks about Willie Lynch, so it's an opportunity also to state that the Willie Lynch letter is fake, and I gave you the links to Manu Ampin's articles dealing with that on one of my videos, so go to the archive. Then he, just like Wesley Muhammad, talks about the comments being disabled. That leads me to wonder some things, but I never waste time speculating. And lastly, you can read the last sentence. It doesn't need any input from me. The only thing that's funny to me is that straight after he wrote peace and love. Damn, some people are really deranged. Last but not least, I could say a thing or two about this dude's picture. There's something about the way about his position and his whole demeanor, but then this will be my interpretation, in other words my opinion, so I let people make their own observations, because you know how I mainly get down. I don't argue, I state facts. Before I go out, I will say for the record that those who plan on joining African Truth must have a real picture of their face. So if you don't have already a profile on Ning, then make sure you comply. But those who already have a profile on Ning also need to change their picture if necessary, because once you register on African Truth, it's too late, because your account will be pending for approval, and obviously it will not be approved because you have not respected the principles that the active members have complied with. It's a shame that so many people register for nothing, and I realize that they might not understand that. There's also other criteria and requirements, and if you just don't stick to it, then it's just too damn bad for you. On another tip, I've been getting mad love lately on YouTube, but if I don't reply to your messages, don't take it personal. Like I said before, I build on African Truth. And for all those who ask me how to make donation, let me say this. When I made a video saying that I was accepting donations and explaining how to do so, I ain't received nothing, not one single donation, out of over 1,000 friends, 600 subscribers back then, 400 visits daily on my website. So I had to be logical and keep it pushing, because you all know very well by now that I deal with facts. So don't worry about it. If you are a non-religious heterosexual African, you can join us on African Truth. Otherwise, thanks but no thanks. Hotep.